So Apple had their annual event, the WWDC 2023. And for those of you that might not know what that is, it means Worldwide Developers Conference, where developers can attend sessions and meet with Apple engineers. And in this event, Apple gets to announce different products coming out each year, updates, and so on. Now, this year's event was just held and there was a ton of surprise, all of which I will be discussing on this channel, so subscribe to stay up to date. But in this video, we'll be talking about the highlight of this year's event, and it is the announcement of the cutting-edge Apple Vision Pro. Woo! It's an AR/VR headset and it's an innovation. I'm telling you guys, I've not seen anything like it. I mean, there are several virtual headsets out there, but not like this one. And I'm going to try to answer a few questions you might have about this device because I've got an opinion. I mean, is it entirely good? Should we get it? Should we use it? What are the pros and cons? So let's start with the questions: the build, the how, the what. So first, the build. What is this thing really? Let's talk about the design. So as I said, it's an augmented reality / virtual reality headset. It's an innovation from Apple and it will be on the market next year. The question is, if it's going to be on the market next year, why are they announcing it this early? We'll get to that in a bit. The starting price for this device is $3,500. Now, given the things that this device can do, you would expect it to be an extension of your Apple device, so your iPhone, your iPad, or even your MacBooks, but it's not. It's a computer in and of itself. It runs on an M2 chip and a dedicated newly designed R1 chip that actually does all the real-time processing from each sensor. It has dedicated Wi-Fi connection. An array of cutting-edge cameras and sensors collaboratively enables you to perceive the world around you with utmost clarity. You can comprehend your surroundings effortlessly. The sensors also enable the Vision Pro to effortlessly discern hand gestures and hand movements, regardless of where your hand is. Now, that means you would expect your hand to be above the device, but it doesn't have to. Your hand can literally be by your side. You can be relaxed and you are literally controlling this thing. The speakers are positioned close to your ears and it can deliver rich spatial audio that allows them to blend seamlessly with real-world sounds. The headband provides cushioning that makes it very comfortable. The fit dial allows you to adjust the Vision Pro precisely to your head. It runs on a 4K micro OLED display for each eye. This means it displays more pixels than a 4K television, providing you with stunning clarity. That's it for the build. Now the how. Now this is where it gets interesting. Unlike other AR/VR headsets we've seen, Apple hasn't produced any controller for this device. And this means if you've seen AR/VR headsets, you'll usually find the hand controllers. But Apple hasn't designed any hand controller for this device and doesn't plan to.
What do you mean by that?
You're controlling this device with your eyes, your hands, and your voice. And I mean it. Your eyes, your hands, and your voice. And that's because of the abundant sensors and cameras on this thing. You have two main cameras facing forwards, two main cameras facing downwards, two cameras facing sideways, two infrared illuminators, a LiDAR scanner, and even a true depth camera. All of this is what allows the headset to detect its environment and track the movement of your fingers. Now, this looks like something you would see in a movie, but it's real and it's coming out next year. Now, inside the headset, you also have several infrared illuminators and infrared cameras that are just there to track the movement of your eyes. Oh, you heard me. It literally tracks the movement of your eyes. It's like how you navigate your computer screen with your mouse, or your phone with your hands, or your iPad with a pen. You navigate this device with your eyes. So every time you move your eye around the user interface, it will immediately highlight and select what you're looking at, and then you can click on it with your hands. Yes, you literally hold your hands like this and you click on what you're looking at. Another interesting thing about this device is that you can see people's eyes through it. This feature is new, it's innovative, and it's not in any other AR/VR headset I've seen or used. It appears to be transparent.
What do you mean by that?
But it's not. When you put the headset on your head, there's a screen facing you and you're looking at that screen, and that screen just launches you into the VR space. Now, I said before that there are cameras all around your eyes, so the camera feeds your eyes to another OLED screen facing outward, and that is what people see. So what looks like your eyes is actually another screen. And that's something. If the user is doing something that takes up the entire VR space, like watching a movie or playing a game, then it won't show their eyes. it will show some kind of moving image like a cloud or something. Now we'll move on to the what. And one of these I'll be talking about two what's. First, what does it do? Being a standalone computer with its own operating system, and yes, it does have its own operating system. It's called the Vision OS, and it was built specifically for this device. It allows for basic computing, so you can browse web pages and basically speaking do everything that a computer can do. And you can do all of this with your eyes, your hands, and your voice. You can hold your hands together and you can scroll through the apps. Over the years, Apple has gotten better with their voice to text. So how you type on this thing is by saying what you want to type, and Siri does the typing for you. So when you put on the device, the first thing you see is a list of Apple's apps. And one of the reasons I believe this device is getting announced so early and it's not getting released till next year is to give software developers the time to build applications that are specific to the device, thereby increasing its functionality. Now, due to Apple's ecosystem, it has another really cool feature. If you have a MacBook and you were working on your MacBook with the headset on, you can just look at the MacBook and you will be able to grab what's on the MacBook and it feeds it to you as one of the tabs on the headset. That's just cool. There's also the FaceTime. FaceTime is something that has existed in the Apple ecosystem for a long time now. I mean, what's an Apple VR headset without FaceTime? The question is, if you're not holding your phone, what do other people see when connecting with you? Because the idea is you hold out your phone or your MacBook or your iPad and it uses the camera system to project your image to others. So if this device just latches onto your head, then what do people see when FaceTiming? They see a 3D rendering of you. I've got a couple of issues with this. This it's not real. It won't be as good or as real as looking at the person you're talking to. I mean, the whole idea of FaceTiming is you got to see the person and it looks real to you. You have a personal time that looks real to you. But with this system, Apple is just rendering a 3D expression of yourself to people. Now, it's not like a cartoon or something. It's actually better than that, but still, it's not you. And it'll be obvious to others that it's not you. Away from that, I've checked through the reactions of people who have been reviewing this device, and everyone is just blown away by its excellence. But by now, we're not surprised, being that it's Apple. I mean, they are one company that takes their time. It is obvious that this product is years in the works. Apple focuses on the quality of their product and not necessarily the quantity of their product. This enables them to work well on the few things that they do and do it really well. So they have the best-selling smartwatches, best-selling iPads, best-selling phones. They kill the game across all platforms. Think about a company like Samsung. Samsung makes over 50 phones in a year. They've got the A series, the C series, the M series, the J series, the Note series, and even the S series. Apple makes just 4. Yeah, 4 phones a year compared to 50 phones a year. In the last 3 years, Samsung has made over 163 phones. I understand Samsung's point of view, and we'll talk about that in a later video. Subscribe to this channel to get that video. Apple makes just 4 phone models per year, and most features on this headset have been tested in smaller bits across the smaller devices. So if anyone can pull this off, it would definitely be Apple. And due to the ecosystem, it's going to have a seamless connection across all their devices. And I think they have the best ecosystem. In the last event, an update was announced in the coming iOS 17 called the Name Drop. It works just like the AirDrop, but for contacts. So you can literally move to Apple devices and you exchange contacts by your devices just coming close. So instead of going, what's your contact? 081556, I just do this. And I get your contact. Now with the headset coming into the equation, the possibilities in this ecosystem are endless. We've talked about the interesting stuff. Let's talk about the cons. In the next video, I'll be talking about artificial intelligence. And one of the concerns I had with the way AI is advancing right now was the potential for social isolation. I think this device triples that fear. This device looks to me like the future of technology. It might be big and bogus and quite heavy right now, which is one of the cons, because you don't want to have something that big and heavy on your head always. But with time, they would improve on this to make it more smaller, a lot more thinner, and this would mean people would always want to have it on, lost in that world and disconnected from their loved one. It's already a problem trying to get people to stay away from their phones. Now you're giving them this. This is a valid danger of tech, and as excited as I am about this, well, let's see where it goes. So guys, Tell me, this device is priced at $3,500. What do you think about this device? Would you like to have one? Would you spend that amount of money on acquiring this device knowing that there are cheaper options like the Meta Quest 2 priced around $399? Let's meet at the comment box.